Hey friends, it's Melanie. Welcome back to another Kringle Fall 2023 candle review. This time around we are going to tackle warm Cinnabuns. This one here smells super authentic, and if you are a fan of eating Cinnabuns at the mall, may I suggest picking up this candle, because this is basically that mall Cinnabon experience in your home. This candle smells like $1,000,000. Oh man, I'm a big fan. All right, let's go ahead and get into the fragrance description. This one I feel like is pretty straightforward, but it's just so authentic. All right, warm Cinnabuns. Smell the taste. That's actually a really great statement right there. This literally smells like you are eating a really fresh, warm, gooey, sweet cinnamon bun right from the oven. Probably one of the most accurate scent descriptions that I've ever seen from Kringle Candle, so bravo guys. The top notes are cinnamon and maple. The mid notes are glazed frosting accord, coconut, nutmeg, and liquid brown sugar. The base is vanilla, tonka, musk, and heliotrope. Don't be scared off by the tonka, the musk, or the heliotrope. Those, I think, are additions to kind of help bolster the other fragrances that really are the star of the show in this scent. I don't smell musk. I don't smell heliotrope. I do not smell tonka. What I smell is literally what I eat at the mall, which is a Cinnabon. This really truly is like the experience of going to your mall. I don't know, maybe you make Cinnabuns. They're not like hard to make from what I've seen in terms of recipes, but it takes some time, it takes a little bit of work. I am not the baker type. I mean, I can clean my house all day long, but I hate cooking. You know, in terms of like house chores, cooking and baking is like my least favorite. So I prefer to get into my minivan, drive to the mall with my kid, and get a Cinnabon at Cinnabon. This is that exact experience of eating that Cinnabon from the mall. You smell that delicious kind of almost like baked dough type note. You smell that cinnamon sugar concoction that's infused into that dough. You smell that glazed frosting that they slather so beautifully onto those warm Cinnabons. It really, honestly, is such an authentic scent that it almost smells like you are baking your own Cinnabuns at home. This, for me, I think is such a lovely fall type of scent, because you're getting the fall spice in terms of that like cinnamon sugar combo, and then you're getting that like gorgeous, absolutely delicious gourmand note. This is perfect, you guys. Kringle did have another scent, and I'm flaking on what the name was now, but they had a fragrance that was very similar to this, and I had it, but I feel like that one focused a little bit more on like the cinnamon, and I didn't get as much of like the dough or like that baked gourmand note from that particular scent. This one here is the winner for me. This is delicious, it's authentic, and if you like eating Cinnabons, you're gonna want this. It kind of smells like what they pump out into the air at the mall, which is, I think, literally just the Cinnabons like baking in their ovens. It's so good, you guys. The strength and the throw on this one are actually quite good. So I don't know what order these videos are going up in, but I do notice a little bit of variation in terms of strength and throw in the Country Candles. They did switch over from paraffin into soy formulation for these jars. So I think they're still kind of figuring out the strength and the throw, but I'm gonna put the strength of this one at about like a 6, almost a 6.5. It's quite potent, and I think it's the cinnamon that is making it a little bit more potent in this particular one. And the throw, I'm gonna put at probably right around the same as well. This one here definitely gets out of the area where I am burning it, and it mingles really nicely with a lot of other fall scents. So it's one that I feel very confident in saying that it has like a solid medium throw, but that isn't necessarily the case for all of the country candles. So like I said, I think there's still a little bit of maybe tweaking that can happen with the country candles in terms of the consistency, and amping up the strength and the throw a little bit more. If, and this is a big if that is a possibility with these particular jars, I'll be curious to see if they can amp up the strength and the throw a little bit, or if that interferes with this particular style of jar. I have to admit that like I don't love this old school, more like home style type of jar myself. I prefer the other Kringle soy candle jars a little bit more. I think that the opening on the other jars just kind of lends itself a little bit more to allowing that fragrance to fill the room maybe. But I know that there is a huge kind of like nostalgic connection to this particular style of jar because, you know, it's reminiscent of the Yankee days, which if you're not familiar, the founder of Yankee, after he sold Yankee Candle, started Kringle Candle. So this style of jar is kind of iconic, I feel like, for country candle in a way. But that being said, I kind of wonder if it would do better to maybe switch the jars. But then obviously it wouldn't be country candle anymore, right? Because that's the difference here, is that these jars have a different style from the other ones. I've heard a lot of people say that the soy candle jars are a little bit too modern for their taste. I don't have a very like modern taste in home decor. I kind of gravitate a little bit more towards like vintage or more like a rustic style. And I think that the soy candle jars really fit in nicely with my decor tastes, but like obviously everyone has different preferences, but I definitely prefer the other jars over this one. That being said, this is a great scent. If you are leery about the cinnamon in here, it looks like the daylights should still be available, so it's definitely worth snagging a daylight. The daylight is not going to fill your room with fragrance per se. The idea is to be able to like test the fragrance out in not only wax format, but also just to see what it smells like when that wax is lit. So you're gonna kind of have to be like near that daylight to experience the fragrance. But I feel like based on the daylights that I've tried in the past, that I've also had larger sizes of the actual candles of, they're a pretty good representation of what you're going to experience. The strength and throw, not gonna be the same, but you are going to get an accurate representation of what the fragrance smells like, both on cold sniff as well as once it's lit. So anyway, 2 thumbs up for this one. It'll be a repurchase for sure. I love it. I would like for the wax melts to come back, so I am patiently waiting. They will be restocked, you guys. So if you're waiting for those, we gotta hold our horses for right now, but they will be back. Fall hasn't even started, so. Anyway, please subscribe if you're new. Check out where you can purchase Kringle Candle in the description box down below. You can use my discount code to save 15%. Subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you in the next one. Toodaloo.